Hi, friends. Welcome to Direct Impact Broadcasting. The network of growth and transformation presents SOS for Leaders, where your host, Tawana Wilson, will be sharing leadership and personal growth strategies. Let's jump right in.
Welcome to another episode of SOS for Leaders. I am your host and leadership mentor, Tawana Wilson. For those of you tuning in for the first time, welcome to the show. I hope you leave this podcast with practical success tips that you can implement right away. If you could please do me a favor and share this podcast out with a family member, friend, or colleague, I would greatly appreciate it. So let's jump right into today's topic. Today's topic will be covering 4 qualities that you should look for in an accountability partner. Somewhere along the way, we got the idea that we needed to go it alone and do this thing called life alone as we reach our goals and dreams. And the problem is everything seems so big and harder to manage when we have no one to back us up and keep us on track. This is especially true when it comes to having someone to help us with accountability for when we really need to get things going. And this is why it's so important that we have an accountability partner, although finding one can be a bit of a trick. And so who do you ask? What are the qualities that you even look for in an ideal accountability partner? I can say from experience of having an accountability partner, it does make a huge difference in you reaching your next step in your dreams and your goals, because they will hold your feet to the fire. So it's very important that you have one if you don't already. So 4 key qualities to look for in an accountability partner. 1, find someone who is outside of the problem. 2, look for honesty. 3, choose someone who is committed. And 4, pick someone who isn't afraid to issue out some consequences. So let's take a deeper dive into each of those. Finding someone outside of the problem. When you need someone to help you through something specific, it's best to find someone who is far outside of the problem as possible versus somebody who's very close to it, because they can have some additional emotions attached to whatever the problem is. So finding somebody outside of that is going to be super helpful. For example, if you have a work problem, you might want an accountability partner who might be a friend or family member, but does not work with you, so that they don't have a biased opinion about it. If you need an accountability to help you lose weight or just to get back on track with your health and fitness goals, you might not want to pick someone that you regularly dine with or go have wine with or go out to dinner with. When you select people like this, then it helps keep that distance. So if you select somebody that's far away from the problem, it helps keep them impartial and they will hold you to your goals, which is what you need. You need somebody that's going to help you stay accountable to your goals. You also want to look for honesty. I know some people really like to avoid confrontation, but this is really not the person you need for an accountability partner. Your partner should be someone who will be brutally honest, quite frankly, because there's going to be times where you don't want to do the task that you need to do in order to reach step 1 of your goal. Or you might find something else that you feel like is more valuable to do, which could be a distraction. And so you need people in your circle, your accountability partner, to be able to be honest with you and let you know when you're getting off track. You want someone who isn't afraid to call it when you mess up. They call a spade and they'll let you know that, you had this goal to do X, lose weight, or whatever the case may be, and you are not working towards that. So you need people who will help you and they will stay honest. 3 is choose someone who is going to be committed. There is no such thing as a casual part-time accountability partner. They need to be in it for the long haul because it takes work to reach goals and reach dreams. It doesn't happen overnight, but small steps of change will lead into something that will be huge and amazing. So this is the person who takes the time to learn what it is that you're trying to reach. They learn those parameters. They want to know your goals and the reason behind those goals so that they're able to visualize it as well. And they need to see your vision and understand why you're doing what you're doing. Then they are able to better support you and stay ready to support you. And finally, pick someone who isn't afraid to issue out some consequences. Yes, I did say that. Issue out some consequences. So if you are not staying on track, you need somebody that's going to issue out the consequence of not taking action. You know you're going to mess up. That's normal. That's a part of life. So your accountability partner cannot let you get away with cheating or missing your goals. Because if they do that, then they are really doing you a disservice. So when you set up the ground rules for your accountability partnership, there were likely some consequences built into your plan. And if there weren't, then you need to revisit, what is it that if you don't meet your goals or if you don't stay on track, then what consequences are there? And your partner must be willing to deliver on the threat and carry out of whatever punishment that was set from the beginning. So that's very important of really establishing, clear expectations, that timeline of what you're going to do so that you have somebody that keep you on track. So whether you all meet every week or meet every other week, that you have somebody that's going to keep you on track and accountable. And if you're not doing what you said you were going to do in between the times that you meet, then they are going to issue out some consequences to get you back on track. I know you're probably thinking this seems like a lot of work. Yes, it is. When you're trying to be successful, it is work. It does not come easy. You have to act. You have to apply. And your accountability partner needs to be someone that you can rely on. Finding someone like this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. But when you find them, they're like pure gold. So when all is said and done, be sure to express that your gratitude and you're ready and willing to return the favor when you do find that accountability partner that keeps you on track, because you will find that you're so much more productive, that you're starting to reach those goals. You have somebody that is keeping you on track and you don't want to disappoint them. So you keep on making that small test of change that you need to make in your life so that you stay on track. And that's really how successful people think. They keep themselves accountable. They find people in their circle to help them stay accountable as well. So those were 4 qualities, key qualities that you need to look for when you are looking for an accountability partner. Find someone that's outside of the problem so that they remain impartial. Look for honesty, somebody who's going to be brutally honest with you and they are going to help keep you accountable. And they're not afraid to call you out and let you know if you have messed up. Choose someone who is committed to seeing you be successful, committed to seeing you reach your goals. It's nothing worse than having somebody serve as your accountability partner and they have no stake in the game of you being successful. So that's why you want to choose somebody who is committed to that. They know what the vision is and they know your passion behind it, your purpose behind it. And pick somebody who isn't afraid to issue out some consequences. Yes, when you don't do what you say you're going to do, you need somebody that's going to hold your feet to the fire. And that's how you get successful. It's the same thing as when you have kids and you want them to be successful. When they have certain tasks that they need to get done in order to be successful in school, or in community groups that they're in, or on their sports teams. As parents, you keep them accountable to what they said they were going to do. Well, it's no different. You need to be kept accountable as well. So those are 4 key things. If you don't have an accountability partner, make sure that you try and find you one. Sometimes an accountability partner, you can find somebody in your circle who's willing to be in that role for you. And sometimes you have to invest in an accountability partner where somebody is going to hold you accountable as well. So be open to both of those options of, a no cost resource that you might already be acquainted with, or one that you might have to make an investment in. And sometimes when we make an investment in coaches, accountability partners, any of those kind of resources that help us out, we take it more seriously because we felt like we made that investment, we made that commitment. I wish you well in your search for finding an accountability partner that has those 4 qualities. If you need help on your journey, I would love to help you out. You can reach out to me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram at Coach T. Wilson. That's CoachTee Wilson. And I would love to talk with you and keep you accountable to reaching your goals, your tasks in your career or in your business. So thank you for tuning in to this episode. And I hope you were able to get some valuable nuggets out of today's podcast. Please share it out. You hold the key to somebody else's next. And so they might not be familiar with the podcast, but maybe they have some big audacious goals that they're wanting to reach, and they need just this topic, an accountability partner to help them get started. So share it out. And until next time, tune in for another amazing episode. And until then, have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you soon, my friends.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of SOS for Leaders, where Tawana shared nuggets of wisdom that you can use to win in life. Follow her on Facebook, Instagram, and connect on LinkedIn. And remember, the secrets of success in your life resides inside of you. When you know what your strengths are, you can utilize them to live an impactful and influential life.